some people know this. It's like we as men, we got to climb that hill to get your attention.
Right.
You guys don't have to come to the bottom of the hill. You're up there from day one with nothing because you're a woman. That's the society. We want you. We're coming after you. But we have to compete to bring you something that's worthy. And it's not, like you said, I love that. We're so in love with the world. We up here looking, women and some men, we're up here on the top of the hill looking at the world, looking at all the kingdoms that can be given to us. And it's just far off. It's make-believe instead of looking at what's solid down there coming up to help build that together. And the mountain you're standing on is the height that you guys climb together to solidify that foundation, to sit at the top. Man, hold up, bro. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Flames are going.
Yeah, they're going.
Flames are going, boy. Here we go. Yeah, man.
So let me say something about the brothers now.
Yeah, go ahead. Say something about the brothers.
I don't want the ladies to think I'm raining on them.
Go ahead, preach that thing.
So, one thing, and I'm talking to myself.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible tells the man to love the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell the wife to love the husband.
Oh, I've heard that from a good friend, Mark Curry.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting to me because women already know how to love.
Mm. Yeah, man.
We had to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I used to think me saying I love you all the time.
That's good.
I felt like I was a scratch record.
Yeah.
They need that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of my struggles that I've always had is I'm not affectionate.
Yeah.
I grew up with 4 brothers, no sisters.
I get it.
So we was hard-edged brothers and no affection.
Right.
So holding hands was weird to me.
Yes, totally get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally get it.
But they need that.
Yes.
But you know what the hardest thing for a man to do?
What is it?
Listen.
Oh man.
Listen to your woman.
Listen.
It's
man,
hard.
why you let that secret out, man?
It's hard.
he letting that secret out, man. Come
it's
on,
hard because they like to talk.
Well, because we be, man, our mind be like 8 different planets, right? Your girl be talking to you like, man, I need to get this car washed, go get a drink. What's CJ doing? I'm gonna hit CJ. Baby, do you hear what I'm saying? Yeah, I heard you. What'd I say?
But we need that. They need that.
Yeah, they do. They do.
We had to learn how to listen to our woman.
Oh, I love that, man. That's good. We got to learn how to listen, fellas. Yeah, you right.
It's not easy.
It's not. I'm 54 and still trying to listen. I have to intentionally put my phone down. I had to catch myself. I think my guide dog goes off when he's like, Dee, hey man, put that phone. He'd be like, put that phone down, Negro, before you get cut. Put that phone down. She about to go off. Put that phone down. And it's funny you say that because my wife says something like, dude, it's crazy. I can do anything I want. My wife will let me do anything I want. She says, just give me 15 minutes of uninterrupted time and you can go do it, whatever the hell you want. And I'm like, that'd be the hardest. I'm like, 15 minutes? That's it?
You watching the clock.
I'm watching the clock. After 1 minute, I'm like, I got 14 to go.
Ooh, that was a long minute.
That was a long man. I got 14 more of these. God dog. Oh my gosh, man. But it's true, man. I did that one time. And all of a sudden, man, her whole countenance changed. I walked out the house like, dang, man, she's like super happy. I'm like, you would have thought I gave her a 10-carat diamond ring, bro. And, the next day, come in that next day, man, that was so nice. That was the most beautiful gift you could give. I'm like, what? I forgot. I'm like, what did I give you? 15 minutes of your time. I'm just like, golly.
You want me to do that again?
Yep. So I'm thinking of, Valentine's Day come around, Mother's Day, whatever, Christmas. I'm like, I'm going to give her a card with a 15-minute mic time certificate. I'm like, I just got to give her 15 minutes for Christmas. Oh, my gosh, that's good, CJ. That's real though. That's real stuff, man. Listen, man, you guys gotta listen. The hardest thing you'll ever do, but listen. We so physical. We're such doers, man. We always in action. That's what she told me. She said you got a million things running through your mind, and for a woman to say sit down and listen, you got to take all the million things and set them off to the side. Hit that pause button and just be like, eye contact, bro. Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Oh, that's good. What else you got, man? You hitting on some topics, bro. Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. I love it. How long you been married? How long you been
It'll
together?
be 25 years in September.
Right. Yeah. So you got grandkids now.
Grandkids.
Kids. Yeah, man. Yeah. What's that like seeing your lineage, man? Coming up, man. You just looking back and like, man, I got grandkids now. You know, what's it like, man? I'm not a grandparent yet, so
yeah.
How's it different from being a dad to a granddad?
A dad disciplines.
Okay.
A granddad spoils. That's what he's supposed to do.
Okay. Yeah. And I've heard that. Yeah.
You know, a lot of times now the grandparents are the parents.
Yes.
But they're supposed to spoil the grandchildren. And when they get bad, send them back to the parents. All right, go
send them back bad and spoiled. Yeah. Dad, what you do to little man? You got him over here acting up. Oh man, you said something key. Grandparents are supposed to spoil, but now the grandparents are raising the kids. What's going on, man? What's going on in today, and what's going on with our generation and people? Are grandparents going to be extinct, man? Because I'm worried, man. Because now you got kids having kids, grandparents now probably 30 in the club, you know. And I'm speaking on our culture. I know it's not everybody, but it seems like the foundation of a grandmother. My grandmother would be 95. Hey, Grandma, Maggie Conley. When I think of my grandmother,
awesome.
She healthy in her right mind, but Grandma never said anything bad. I've never seen Grandma angry, mad, cut up. And she was very poker face.
Right.
And even if I did the worst of the worst, baby, you're going to be all right. You're going to get it together. She would never throw it in my face. And now I'm like, are those grandmothers going to be extinct? Because they're kind of like the foundation. They're that reassurance. Like you said, they're the spoiler. They're the wisdom giver. You know, they're all those things, man. And I'm really concerned. Like Outkast had a song, I can't remember the name of it, but they were talking about a lady. And one day we'll see a lady in a museum. And I'm like, wow. Are we at that point where ladies, like women, are in museums? Our grandparents are they going to be in a museum? The foundation of the family, it feels like it's just disrupted.
It is.
Yeah.
It's disrupted. You know, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was, she's old. She'll be 84.
Okay.
The end of this month.
Okay.
And she was talking about how she used to treat her parents when they got sick.
Okay.
And I was telling her, you can't compare us to you and my dad. You know, I said, because times are different.
Right.
I said, we used to sit at the dinner table. Everybody sit at the dinner table and eat dinner together at the same time.
That's right.
Now, nobody does that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, even in Christian homes, who literally does that? Yeah. You know, I'm eating dinner at a different time than my wife, and the kids eating different times.
Yes.
I'm eating in my room, she eating in her room.
Right.
Nobody sits at the dinner table anymore.
Right.
So it's different. And now, you know, parents used to stay together.
Yes.
Especially when they had children. They didn't get a divorce.
Right.
Now, you know, if you don't like the colors that I'm wearing, you out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like there's no commitment anymore. And the bad part about that is if you have children, mm-hmm. now there's a war.
Wow. Yeah.
So the child feels like, do I have to have permission to love dad?
Ooh.
Do I have to have permission to love mom? Mm. Now, and then mom or dad got another person in their life.
Yeah.
And it was never meant for kids to have somebody in between mom and dad.
Wow.
So what are they growing up to psychologically?
Yes.
That's good. What are they looking at?
That's good.
And what are they thinking about when it's time to raise their family?
Wow, man.
So, it's time is different.
It is different, man. Wow. You said a lot there, bro.
That's probably the biggest cause of, especially our people's destruction.
Yes, I agree.
I
agree. I even know it's hard for us sometimes to even sit down as a family, just being busy.
Right.
But I notice my kids enjoy that time. Mm-hmm. And it's almost, I call it the Godar. There'll be times, I think it was last night or the day before, we all were sitting in the bedroom. Me and Lisa were talking, and then Jordan came in and Jalen came in. And I had the thought, going back to listening, I'm like, I'm going to get up, take a shower. Everybody came in the room, right? And it was that moment where my goddaughter was like, don't move. Just sit here and have a conversation. And it's in those moments, like, I could see, like, oh, this is that time we're all kind of bonding.
Right.
We're all having this conversation of just getting along, and not that we don't get along. It's just the conversation is flowing. The room is filled with love. We're into each other. We're asking questions. We're interacting, and it's just a good vibe. And I had to sit down. But even in times we'll come home, and sometimes the kids, it'll be as simple as pizza, and they'll have plates on the table and cups. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to the loft to watch TV. Right. You know what I mean? They're like, but it's crazy. Like sometimes our kids, excuse me, will see that they hunger for that.
Right.
The desire to family bond and that cohesiveness, kids love that. And my kids have brought up to me that their friends don't have that sometimes.
Right.
And they see it. And they're thankful for it. And those are those moments. But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. It's tough. And I need to do more of that. Like you said, even in a believer home, even as much as I do, and I try to be a great dad, something as simple as sitting down at the dinner table with your family and just breaking bread for 30 minutes. Don't make that a mission impossible.
Man, if you was my dad, I want to hang out with you all the time, man. Because you're an awesome brother.
Oh, man, no, you an awesome brother, man. You helped build me to what I am, and I mean that, man. You just been real with me, CJ, always. And when I had to think about people to have on, I was like, oh, CJ. I was like, that's a solid brother. But like you said, time goes by, but we are always connected. We get on that phone like ain't nothing, like years ain't gone by.
See, I give you time. I got to look at my watch. I got to go, Mike. I can't get off the phone with you, man.
I'll call him. I'll be like, man, I didn't want to talk to you today. I knew if I got on the phone and talked to you, it's a minimum of 30 minutes, bro. A minimum. I'm like,
yeah.
But
if I ain't got 30 minutes, I ain't gonna answer.
Yeah, man. So I'll be the same way. Later. Hey, I look at that joint like, oh hell no. I was like, little guy talking. We two little G's. That's gonna form one big G. He gonna be right in the middle, like, yeah. I mean, I got them both smoking over here. We just like, oh my gosh. But I think I call that God coming in between to give us fuel to take to wherever we go.
Yeah.
As we separate for a while, I pull from you, you pull from me, and you say stuff, and I'm like, wow. And it goes back to that thing, like you said, with scripture. You know, I can do all things through Christ. That is one of my dad's mantras in his church. Mm-hmm. And since I was a kid, and you just in one day this week, 30 minutes on the phone, flipped the whole scripture for me out of 54 years of life. I was like, oh, I have endured. Yeah. I was like, never even thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man.
But you know, man, one of the things I like about you is you have allowed me to express myself in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, because I think God has gifted me to see the word differently, or look at literal words.
Right.
And man, what was we studying? Angels one time, giants.
Yeah, giants, angels. Man, we was in it, man.
Deep.
Yeah, it was in it.
We get deep.
I know I don't know if I can't remember if I told you, but we got so deep, man. We were going into holidays and entities, and man, guys shook me one day. He's like, man, you better leave that alone. He's like, I ain't call you to go down that path, boy. I started getting hairs on my neck. Started saying, yeah, I'm gonna leave all this alone. This ain't my calling right here. So some of y'all that handle spirits and holidays and all that stuff, God bless you. I'm praying for you, but that ain't me. Yeah. It was just like, know your place. I was like, yes, sir. I love it. But no, man. I love that about you. I think having conversations with you like that, it just made me just better, man. And I've always had the mindset of how I operated was just like, man, God loved everybody. And how would he treat just people as they come up and show up? You know what I mean? Is he doom, chopping them? And he didn't, Jesus wasn't chopping them off at the neck. He made a Jedi mind tricked him with something. Oh, you had 5 husbands. Wait a minute. How you know I had 5 husbands? But he wasn't like, yeah, nasty and dirty. You know what I mean? It was just, he would say stuff in a way that was just made you think. And you said it, but I wasn't convicted by it. You just told me the truth. And I think when people are able to share their truth and not feel judged by it, that's a reciprocation of like non-judgmental love. Like if you come to me and say, man, I'm dealing with this. I'm like, oh yeah? Oh, okay, cool. That's no big deal. Wait a minute. So-and-so, I'm not so-and-so. Because I know the mud I came out of, and I still climb out of sometimes. So I'm just like, I tell God all the day, why are you blessing me? Why is this favor on me? The studio I'm in, the car I drive, the job I have. Like you said, the paycheck I get, man, I can honestly say everything in my life that has been given to me has been by the grace and favor of God.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this question before I forget it. One thing I've learned in my studies is that God desires that all men be saved.
Yeah.
All men.
Yes.
The Bible also says that vengeance is mine, said the Lord. So do you trust God to take vengeance over your enemies? Now, he desires all men to be saved.
You know what's scary about what you just asked me? That very scripture in topic, I came across the other day, maybe a day or two ago. And I had to sit and ponder that very question you just asked. That's just freaking freaky. That's it, man. That's the end of the episode. That's it. I'm not even. Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. You cannot make this stuff up. Because oh my gosh, I've always put myself in places of, if this happened and what would I do, man? I'm going after him.
It's natural.
It's natural, ain't it? It's natural.
I want to see you pay.
Yes.
For what you did to me.
Yes.
For what you did to my family.
Yes.
But God said, vengeance is mine.
Vengeance is mine, bro.
But you desire all people to be saved. Yep. Lord, are you going to get them like I want you to get them?
You so right, man. It's so funny you mentioned that. And I was in the mindset, because I think when things happen, you're reacting in defense. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, if I'm in that heat of the thing, we going to the death. Like, I'm sorry, bro. You kill them all, let God sort them out. But in the after effect, I'm like, God, do I have enough in you to be like, let you have the vengeance? And what is his vengeance?
Right.
What is it?
Are you watching for it?
Yeah. It's like, you going to turn this guy around?
Can I see?
Yeah. Can I see? Are you going to punish him? Are you going to turn him around into some super believer? And I got to be like, I got to eat it, man.
I got to love him.
I got to love him. I got to love him. Because at the end of the day, I always say to myself, no matter what happens to you or what is done to you, can you personally send a person to eternal damnation away from God's presence, being who you are today? That's a heavy question.
No comment.
That's the human side. See, this is why we having real transparent conversations.
No
bro.
comment.
Transparent conversation.
Because that flesh man wants
that flesh want to
send him.
Send him.
Push the red button.
Send him. Hence why I make that comment. When he come back, it ain't gonna be pretty, because his vengeance is coming, bro. What's this show? Game of Thrones. Winter is coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Winter is coming. Yes. Tombstone. I'm bringing hell with me. Oh, great movie. If you have not watched Tombstone, bro, you talking about some humanity and vengeance, bro. Oh my gosh.
Man, it's amazing when I went back.
Yeah.
So many actors that came from that.
Yeah, man.
The guy with the beard that said, "You got a fight coming." Yeah. You got a fight coming. Yeah. He was in Avatar.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy?
And I was like, "Oh, that's him."
Yeah. You got a fight coming. Yep.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton.
I was like, "Oh, that's Billy Bob Thornton."
Oh my gosh.
You're sitting in my chair.
You're sitting, bro. There's some good stuff out there, man. Good stuff. But that's a great vengeance is mine, says the Lord, that desire all men to be saved. That's a real comment, man. That's real. That's real. I'm gonna do my best.
I'm gonna say what I feel, and I'm not condoning any preachers.
Yeah.
For what they do.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times when people go to church, they looking at the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's why does a preacher have to tell you how much he's making?
Yeah.
Do you tell people how much you make?
Yeah. Nope.
So why does a preacher have to do that?
Mm.
Why do we focus on that?
Yeah.
If I feel that he's not doing the right thing, the Holy Spirit's gonna let me and move me out the church.
Yeah. Facts.
So we look at preachers as if they're supposed to be right, and they ain't right.
No.
And I personally believe that every man on the planet has something about their self that they don't want nobody to know.
Oh, man, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because.
So why do we expect the preacher to be right?
Yeah.
Now the one thing that we can do is if he does something wrong, we can question him.
Yeah. Yes.
And we can reason with him.
Right.
And if he's showing himself to be wrong in front of his congregation, then you ain't got to stay there.
Right.
But when we go to churches expecting the preacher to be right, and he ain't right.
Yeah.
Because he ain't going to be right.
Right.
I think a lot of people make a mistake and leave good churches, over something little that could have been discussed.
Right.
You know how sometimes we can get offended by something that somebody said or did, and they don't even know.
That's true.
They don't know that they offended you, but if you don't say nothing.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So how can you hold them accountable if you never say nothing? So I just wanted to point that out.
No, that's good, man. That's good.
You know, ain't nobody right.
Nobody right.
Man, can you imagine Moses?
Oh my God!
Did he really want to do his job?
And Moses had some superpowers with him, but he still didn't want to do that job. Moses was
hard-headed.
Moses was in Egypt.
Israelites.
Was it Egypt he was with? The pharaohs and them? Chilling, man. Living the good life.
Did he really want to do that?
Oh, man. I'm sure Moses had some days like, man, I wish I was back up in there eating them grapes, getting fanned. Servants giving me royal baths like in Coming to America.
Yeah.
He said, I'm out here in this dust bowl dealing with these hard-headed jokers.
Yes. Now, some preachers ain't right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, in your face ain't
right. Oh, yeah.
So I'm not talking about them.
No.
But ain't none of them right.
Ain't none of them right, man.
And we can't expect them to be perfect.
Yeah. A thing my father always said to me, what's up, Pop? He always said to me, I'm like, Dad, man, you killing it. You doing this and doing that. I'd always give that joker some accolades, and he'd be like, pray for me. I used to be like, I'm looking at him like, I do pray for you. I tell him all the time, pray for me. I've never heard my pop say, man, I killed it. I just rock and rolled that joint, man. I preached the brakes off this joker.
Taking that humble road.
Bro, my pops is, and he may have some moments where I don't know, Pop. I don't know if you ever acted out of pocket. Of course, I'm sure you have, but I'm just like, but as a father, when I see my pop, I'm just like, he has never shown me haughtiness or pride when it comes to that pulpit. That is one of the reasons, a lot of people used to say, man, you need to be like your father. I was like, shoot. Nope. I'm gonna do right what I'm doing right now until I see some writing on the wall. People always joke about that. I'm like, nah, man, God got to call me. He already know. And that's no disrespect. I'm just saying that's the severity in which I see that position, and I watch my dad handle that position. Now, I'm not saying he handled it perfectly all the time. I don't know. That's between him and God. But what I'm saying is I'm a man now, and my dad's a man. And I'm just like, we are both men, and I know what men deal with. So I'm just like you said, but my father has always held that position in respect to the best of his ability in him, and most importantly through Christ. So when I see pastors fall or I see things going crazy in the pulpit, number one, it's the times. Things got to be fulfilled. That's one thing. Right. The other thing is you're dealing with humanity. If we put preachers on pedestals, man, and made them superheroes. Yeah. Now we got phones and cameras, and when you get TV involved, and we make them larger than life and social media, and then when these guys have a man moment and it's caught, we want to throw the book at them. Yeah. But the deacon in the first row and 20 other members in the church have done the same thing, if not worse. But when he does it, we say crucify him, and I'm just like, and that's where that mercy comes in. We don't want to give mercy. But like you said, if he just out here ratchet and just doing craziness, you got to have a conversation, man. You all right? You good? So much stuff is going on. They talk about Jakes and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. When God elevates you above the problems of this world, you ain't got time, number one, to be anybody else's Kool-Aid but yours. And you trying to figure out how to help everybody and inspire those to get out the mud. That is my focus. That is the reason of the 2Gs podcast. This is a reason of transparent conversations. This is probably one of the heaviest, more spiritual ones I've had in a while, but we let God flow. So whatever we're talking about is because it needs to be said, and we don't dilute that. So we just rolling with it. But we have to remember, we can't treat people different based on their position. Everybody's a man, everybody's a woman. But if Hollywood does it, it's okay, we forgive them. If somebody does it in a church, we crucify them, sentence them to death, and then bring in a new one. And that next one got worse problems than the first one. Yeah, so it's just like, hey, man, this is why I try, like you said, he desires all men to be saved, to move with love and forgiveness as much as it's possible. There's been many a times I've been hurt by the church or hurt by people coming and going or close to me, whatever it is. But like you said, there's many times I want to throw a lightning bolt down, but I'm just like, Because when you start thinking like that, you start looking in your closet. God be like, what about that? That spot you got, that sock over there in the corner right there. You thought I didn't see it. Oh, yeah, I'm good, God. Yeah, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that go, God. I'm going to put the blood on that. Yeah, and it's real, bro. It's real, man.
That's real.
That's real. Yeah, man. Dang, CJ, that's heavy. So to all you pastors out there, man, keep pushing. Keep your head up. Don't give up. I'm praying for you. And congregations need to have a lot more forgiveness and mercy. Because trust me, when that day comes, some of y'all going to be begging for mercy.
Yes, sir. I'm going to say this one more thing.
Yeah.
If you're doing dirt, doing your thing, having fun, living your best life
right
in an evil way,
Satan
ain't even going to bother you.
He's in there playing spades with you, huh?
But when you are dedicated to serving the Lord, Satan going to come and try to trip you up every time. Man. And sometimes people that get tripped up fail to temptation.
Yeah, man.
So, we can't be judgmental.
No, man, because he coming. I was just telling my son this the other day. Life is good until you put that J word on your back. Then Satan go like this. Yeah, we got somebody over here on Partridge Way at blank, blank, blank address. I'm going to need you to send about 10 hard-hitting demons in camp around the homestead. And, we about to get to it. Like on what's my movie, Pulp Fiction? We going to go medieval on that ass. And the enemy don't play, man. And that's the thing, man. The enemy, he don't like you if you're not doing wrong. But once you start putting that Batman beacon on your back, that Jesus beacon,
it's over.
Gang, it's the wrap. It's coming. It is the hardest thing. You're right. People think, oh, you this, you that. As soon as you put that blood on you, bro, it's game on. And if you're married couples, like you said, that whole divorce thing, he don't like that either. You got to fight through that, man. Y'all got to get all that bull out the way and figure it out, man. Take your story and his story and make it y'all's story and keep it moving, man, because your family, the enemy, is waiting to destroy that. If he can break that family up, man, it's a representation of him. You can't do that. That's if you're faith-based. If you're not, it is what it is, bro.
You know what gets me too?
What's that?
When people split up.
Yeah.
You want to treat them like you never loved them.
Yeah.
You never loved them before.
Right.
Now you want to treat them like they the enemy. I don't get that. If it don't work, it just don't work. It don't work. But you ain't got to treat people ugly.
Yeah, man. You leave mental scars, especially the fallout from that on the children is horrendous. You can't do that. You got to act in love, man. You got to co-parent properly. Yeah, man. You're right.
But, Mike, you know what else I like to do, man?
What's that?
I like to look at nature.
Yeah. Oh, yeah? What is it about nature?
Man, I look at the nature shows on TV all the time, man.
You're a big nature head.
And I've always been amazed at all the different creations.
Yes, I agree.
How God made you male, God has made female.
Yes.
And some animals, they can switch.
Yes, that's crazy.
Yeah, I can switch from. We need some babies.
Man, you made me think about something. Hold on. Now, my mind went way. Let me come back around. My mind went way far away. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I was watching this one show, and you got the regular buzzards.
Yes.
Something died, they gonna eat them.
Okay.
Now I'm not sure where this is, but they got a giant buzzard that's got like a 10-foot wingspan.
Jeez, bro.
He waits for the other buzzards to eat the meat off the animal.
Okay.
And he comes down and grabs the bone.
What?
Flies way up in the sky, drop the bone on the rock so it can break it up, and then he swallows.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Man, that ain't nothing but God, bro.
Man,
that's crazy. I've never heard of that. It's just
amazing. Got
that's
10-foot wingspan.
Incredible.
Can you imagine seeing a bird that big?
Bro, I'm running. A 10-foot wingspan, bro. That thing picking me up. Oh my gosh, the talons on that thing is probably ferocious.
Man, and people get in the ocean, they scared of sharks.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many things in the ocean that can get you, man. Box jellyfish.
Dude.
Giant squid.
Yeah, man. I had somebody talking to me the other day about the ocean, and he was talking about how they went on this excursion into the deep. He said them jokers was so deep, they saw something, and they never went back down to the deep. He said, I don't know if they said it seemed like an eye but it's crazy. But there are things to this day that I know we ain't never seen.
Oh yeah.
Especially in that ocean, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm not the one though. I'm not the one to deep sea, get deep like that. I don't know how those cats go down in the submarine and do all that. I don't know if I could do that, bro.
Yeah, I would hate to get down there and get stuck.
Bro. Get stuck. He said it like you got an option for somebody to come by and pick you up.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you broke down with a flat tire. I hate to get stuck down there. It's funny you mentioned that about nature, though. Jordan had his wisdom teeth pulled out. All four, he brought them in, cleaned them, he saved them. And he had an extra tooth in his gum on the x-ray. So the doc was like, man, how did this even happen? And that was this week. So he cleaned the teeth and he brought them to me. And I was like, wow, look at the roots on these things.
Wow.
And so when I thought about it, I've had a root canal. The roots hang down. And I said, what's amazing? These guys can drill in the top of the teeth, go down into that root of that canal, clean out the root so you don't feel it. But I'm looking at the root and it's like this thing. But the technology, the wisdom that God has given man to do certain things, I'm just like, wow. But then I look at the teeth, right? And I'm sitting there, I was like, man, these things are like marbles. They're hard. They say when a cadaver burns, the teeth they remain. They can identify people by the teeth. And I'm just like, I'm thinking, man, God is amazing. I said, if these things are in the mouth of us in flesh, and these teeth do these certain things, and I was like, what is the spirit capable of?
Wow.
I'm like, we're in deteriorating bodies, but the science and the mechanics of just a simple tooth and what it does, the power to be able to bite things and feel and have nerves in it. I'm like,
man, don't get me started,
dude,
man.
bro.
I always think about just the creation, how God, how He created us.
Yeah,
man, you got so many things that form us. You wouldn't make it if you didn't have blood.
Yeah, it's
tissue.
Crazy.
I learned I had half of my thyroid taken out.
Yeah,
I never knew the purpose of a thyroid.
Yeah, I don't either.
It pretty much controls everything.
Oh wow.
Some people that are heavyweight, they're not heavy because of that what they eat. They heavy because they got an underactive thyroid. Wow. So your thyroid can be underactive or overactive.
Wow.
And you got some people can eat slam, they eating everything and never gain weight. Then you got some people don't eat much.
Right.
But they big as a house.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Right now I got me a gut.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Yeah, me too. It's all good. I'm trying to get rid of it.
It's not from chicken.
Yeah. It's not from pleasure.
It's from medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look at heavyset people now differently.
Right. That totally makes sense, though.
You know, that you just don't know what caused it.
Yes.
You know, so that's one thing.
Yeah.
And you got your muscles and just the body is in general.
Yeah, I've always said that. I don't know how people can't believe in the higher power of wisdom and knowledge, and to be able to speak and be like, live. Mm-hmm. What's that verse in the Bible? It says, God formed man from the dust of the earth. He looked around and saw resources and was like, and made this clay figure of man. And then, I love this part. It says he breathed the breath of life into his nostrils and man became a living being. That's a cold ass dude right there. Forgive me, Lord. I'm just giving you props. I'm just keeping it one. I'm like,
Michael.
I'm like, God was just like, live. Boom. Everything functioning, operating, just going 100 miles an hour. Man in his purest form, Adam, an efficient, spiritual, and natural material, 100% alpha male, just probably 12-pack and biceps. I mean, can you imagine Adam? Oh man, you gonna give me? Can you imagine going from Superman to Clark Kent, eating that fruit? He's like, wait a minute. I ain't felt this before. Wait, this hurt. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I had a friend tell me, he's like, man, Adam was probably like, he could have been dead going 8 foot tall, man, and just chiseled and ripped. I'm just like, and then Eve, Mother Eve, God, she was probably cold, bro. Cold. I'm just like, man, God's first two, just like, oh man. Fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, man. Yeah, that's he's amazing. Just breathe a breath of life and boom, it's on and popping. Last thing. The heart, man. That kills me too. Stepfather had a heart transplant. I was kind of learning into this stuff, and they had the heart on the machine, and they keep it from the donor. Do you know they put that thing in, man, and they just kind of rub it, and that thing just goes. Wow. It ain't no jump start. It knows, bro. And I'm just like it's getting the word to live through the invisible source of the Alpha and Omega. That's the only way I can. They don't jump start the heart, bro. It just knows. Wow. It gets in there, and it. Dude, that's. Okay, man, we about to elevate. I can stop, man, because we could be. It's gonna be a 3-hour podcast, man. We gotta kill him, but man, God is just amazing. The Alpha and Omega, the Ancient of Days, the great Curtis Jefferson to my right, man. I really appreciate you being on here, bro.
I appreciate you inviting me, my brother.
This is how our conversations go, man. This is just true, transparent conversation. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, Miss Linda, for letting this awesome man come over here and hang out with me today and come in the studio and just let us chop it up. We are 2Gs. This is the Just 2Gs Talking podcast. You can find us on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok. I don't know. We're not really on TikTok. X, not the triple X, the formerly known as Twitter, Facebook. I did say Instagram. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, all those other things, man. Check us out, man. You can reach us at JUS2GS@gmail.com. Send us a message on all those platforms. If you're liking what you're hearing, click like, follow, share, subscribe. You got anything you want to leave the people with? I'll let you just close it out. Bishop, deacon, man of God.
Well, since we talked about God a lot today, I will say this. God invites you to seek him. He doesn't make us seek him. He invites us.
Wow. That's good.
He invites you to come as you are. It don't matter how you are. You filthy. You messed up. You ain't ready. Come. If he invites you, just come.
Just come.
You'll be happy.
That's the altar call.
Yes,
just
sir.
come.
Just come.
Say, come get me, God.
It's just an invitation. It's not making you do it.
Nope.
That's the good thing about God and His grace, man.
What do you say? You stand at the door.
You know
Knock.
what I'm saying? Yep. Come on.
Come on. You can do it. Life would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Man, let us go, man. It's just 2 G's. I thank this G for coming on here. I thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned. Keep watching. God is love. Peace.